Most men are taught to be warm, expressive, and emotionally available. They're told that vulnerability attracts women, that being open and soft will win hearts. But the truth is far darker. She will love you when you are cold. Women are not drawn to what is easy, familiar, or always present. They are drawn to what is slightly distant, unpredictable, and above all, in control. When a man becomes emotionally cold, not in cruelty, but in detachment, he stops seeking validation. This is rule 1. Stop needing her approval. The more you chase, the more she pulls away. The more you try to prove your worth, the more she questions it. A man who does not need to be chosen is the man who gets chosen. Because desire feeds on scarcity, not abundance. And nothing is more scarce than a man who could walk away without a word. Rule 2, become the prize. This is not about arrogance, it's about self-value. When you center your life around a woman, she stops respecting you. When she becomes your mission, you cease to be hers. The most desired men are those who move with purpose, with a quiet fire that no one else can touch. She wants to feel she's lucky to have your attention, not that you're desperate for hers. Reverse attraction works because it activates something primal. Coldness is mistaken for power. Indifference becomes intrigue. Silence becomes mystery. Women don't say they want this, but they feel it. And in a world full of weak, needy men, your distance becomes magnetic. To be cold is not to be heartless. It is to be whole, to be complete without anyone's affection. That energy is what makes her look at you differently, not with pity, with hunger. Rule 3. Emotional distance creates emotional pull. Human desire is not logical, it's psychological. The more certain someone is of your presence, the less they value it. But when you pull away, when you create space, the mind starts to fill the gap with fantasy, questions, and obsession. This is known as intermittent reinforcement, a concept deeply rooted in behavioral psychology. The most powerful emotional reactions are formed when love is given in unpredictable doses. Cold one day, warm the next. Not because you're playing games, but because you're not dependent on the outcome. And in that uncertainty, attraction multiplies. Rule 4, control the frame. Never explain yourself. Men who over-explain, who justify, who seek understanding, they lose power. A woman doesn't want a man who bends to every emotion. She wants a man who leads. The frame is the emotional world you create and invite her into. If you break that frame to gain approval, or to apologize for being who you are, you lose her respect. Coldness in this case means inner control. It means being unshaken by drama, unaffected by chaos. It means you speak less and do more. You let your presence do the talking. Reverse attraction is not about manipulation. It's about understanding nature, in both the animal kingdom and the human world. The masculine energy that leads and creates space is the energy that is chaste. The man who is always available becomes invisible. The man who is slightly out of reach becomes unforgettable. You were never meant to compete for love. You were meant to attract it by who you are. Not by proving, not by pleasing, but by standing firm in your silence, in your strength, in your ability to walk away without fear. Rule 5. Your silence is louder than begging. When a woman pulls away, most men panic. They chase, they plead, they try to fix what they never truly owned. But power lies in stillness, in letting her feel the absence. When she's used to your warmth and you go cold, she notices. When she's used to your attention and you give none, she questions everything. That silence doesn't push her away. It draws her in. Because it shows strength. It shows that you are not emotionally dependent, that you are not waiting at her feet. There's a brutal truth that most men never accept. She wants to feel your power more than your love. Not power over her, but power over yourself. A man who commands himself commands attention. A man who is centered, grounded, and unmoved becomes a mystery. And mystery is the foundation of desire. This is not about treating women poorly. It's about refusing to shrink yourself to gain affection. It's about understanding that coldness is not cruelty. It's control. It's choosing your self-respect over emotional survival. When you stop reacting, you start attracting. When you stop proving, you start embodying. You stop chasing love and become the kind of man love chases. As Nietzsche said, invisible threads are the strongest ties. Let your silence, your stillness, your self-mastery be the invisible thread. That is how she will love you when you are cold.